10 men, 20 men, 30 men. I'm on something. 10 men, 20 men, 30 men. That do what's up. 10 men, 20 men, 30 men. Yeah, you come up. Yeah.
We rolling, man. Woo! You know what it is, man. DJ Thorough, aka Throwzano, Bridge to the Streets. Right now, you're watching the hottest in the streets. Right here on thisis50.com. We live from One World Studios. Shout out my man, Boy Wonder. We're in the building. You know what it is. I got a special guest in the building. Introduce yourself.
My name is Ruben from the Bronx, Hunts Point.
Okay. That's it? Just Ruben from the Bronx, Hunts Point?
That's me, bro.
All right. All right. So you came here today because you have an interesting story, you know. And when I shout out to my man Rob De Niro, when I met you, you was telling me about a mishap that happened with you many years ago.
Yes.
And I definitely wanted to shed some light on that because I think a lot of people need to hear your story so that it doesn't repeat itself, and people will know, that this actually happened and actually is still happening.
Yep.
So I don't know where you want to start, but go ahead and start.
All right, man. At the age of 16, man, I was incarcerated for a crime I didn't commit.
Right. Now, I like to be real detailed.
Right.
At 16, what year are we talking?
1987.
1987. You were 16.
Yes.
Okay.
So something happened in my neighborhood with a friend of mine. He got stabbed by this man. We was hanging out in front of his house, and some girls we knew came by. They were crying. So we asked them what was wrong.
Right.
So they told us that they was hanging out and at the plaza by the church that we used to go to actually, and these men got fresh. They was drunk. They got fresh with the girls and shit. So
Grown men.
All
right. Because you're teenagers.
Teenagers. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the girls was even younger than us.
Okay.
So we went down there. They took us to where they was at, and we approached them. There was about 3 of them, 3 grown men. They were drunk. So it turned out it turned into a altercation.
Right.
So during that altercation, one man pulled out a knife and stabbed about 5 of my friends.
One of the guys y'all confronted.
Yes. Yes. And throughout the commotion, one of my friends, there was a lady walking by with a carriage and with a baby in the carriage, and one of my friends tripped over the carriage and the baby fell on the floor. So when my friend went to pick the baby up from the floor and put him back in the carriage, and that's when this guy came and stabbed my friend twice. He stabbed him twice in the back, and my friend was in the hospital. And he had internal bleeding. He was badly injured. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the man got arrested. But nobody pressed any charges, so they let him go. You know what I'm saying? So now my boy and this man bumped heads a couple of times, and they confronted each other. It was a few times, until one night my boy caught him in the park and he killed him.
Okay.
Right? Now that next morning after school, I bumped into my friend, same guy, and he told me that the police came to his house to question him, but he wasn't there. He was in school. His mother told him when he came out of school, so he wanted to go to the precinct. He asked me to go with him to the precinct.
Right.
So I was like, I didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? This happened the night before I was home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't tell me anything.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I tried to talk him out of it, not going to the precinct anyway.
Right.
But he talked me into going with him, so I went with him.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I accompanied him. He didn't tell me nothing. On the way to the precinct, he didn't tell me anything.
Right.
I didn't know what was going on. I had the slightest idea. You know what I'm saying? I'm innocent.
Right.
We get to the precinct. They asked him what's his name. He told them his name, and they was like, okay, you come with us. Some other detectives came, took him in the room. They asked me my name. I told them my name. I wasn't wanted for anything. They told me to wait right there. So I sat on the bench. A little while passed by. I see my friend. They take him out the room. He's handcuffed, and the officer told me, yo, your friend just got arrested. You could go home. So I was like, wow. So I'm baffled now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what he's arrested for. They ain't tell me anything, So I get up to leave. So then the officer stops me. He tells me, do you mind if I take a picture of you? So I was like, I don't mind, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm just like bugging, like why my boy got arrested.
Right.
Anyway, they take the picture of me. They let me go home. Now my boy, I find out he gets arrested for murder. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm finding out what happened. So now like 2 weeks later, police come knock my door down, bro. You know what I'm saying? Came to my house, rushed me, arrested me.
You're 16.
I'm 16. Yes. Now, what happened was, the person that got murdered, his wife, nephew used to go to school with us. So he took my picture out of the yearbook, the school yearbook, gave it to his mother, and just said that I was, part of the clique. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so the lady took my picture from the yearbook to the precinct.
Okay.
So when she goes there with my picture, the police put the picture that they took of me. They was like, hold on, he was just here. And they just decided to grab me, man, because the night of the crime, there was more than one person. You know what I'm saying? It was a group of kids, so whoever they had a possibility of arresting, they did just that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Back then in the 80s, man, the precinct, 41st precinct, Fort Apache was corrupt.
Right. They made a movie about it, Fort Apache.
Yes, exactly.
It was a movie about that
yes, and
right.
It was
so you
it was true.
You lived that
exactly. I experienced that. Yes. So, they got whoever they got their hands on, they just attached to that, to that case, man.
Right.
So now I get arrested. So it was 3 of us that got arrested.
Okay.
Me, my boy that got arrested before that I went to the precinct with, and somebody else. So now, when I got arrested, I was just an accomplice. I was just there.
Right. So let me stop you there. When you got arrested, they said, "Hey, you're under arrest for murder."
Yes.
And then at that point, I'm assuming you said, "I wasn't even there."
Yeah, exactly. And
I had an alibi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was home. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
11 o'clock, I was home. That happened at 11 at night.
Okay.
I was asleep. I had to go to school in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And bro, like my biggest, man, that was like the worst out of my whole experience. Going to court for that first time at my arraignment, 16 years old, facing the judge for a murder charge that I didn't do, man, like that, my whole,
right,
the whole, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Now,
man?
correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like this should have been an easy case to beat. You're 16 years old. You have an alibi. You're at home.
Right.
I'm sure your mother or whoever was home with you can vouch for that.
Right.
And I'm sure they went to court to vouch for that.
Yes.
How did you not get dispelled from being involved in that? How did that happen?
Like I said, they just wanted a conviction. They didn't care who was involved, who was innocent, who wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Right. I had to wait to trial. I based my faith on trial.
Right.
Even before trial, going to court, I was even offered a year and a half that I had already served in Rikers Island. And I didn't take that because I didn't commit the crime. I didn't want that on my record.
Right.
I could have took the 1.5 right there and copped out, and they just wanted something.
Right.
But I didn't give it to them because I didn't do it.
Right. Once again, you're a minor at this point.
I'm a minor.
Where's the lawyer? How does a lawyer let a 16-year-old continue to be incarcerated for something? He has an alibi.
Right.
You can only convict based upon evidence, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Last time I checked.
Yes.
How were they able to keep you locked up until trial?
They gave me a bail. At first, my bail was high. As I was going to court, they lowered my bail. I eventually was able to get bailed out. I was the last one to get bailed out. You know what I'm saying? But like that don't come out to trial. You can't. When you get arrested for any case, you just going back and forth to court, and just all you're doing is getting adjourned till they ready for trial. That's like 2 years down the line. You know what I'm saying? So that's where you basically try to prove your innocence. You know what I'm saying? And obviously it didn't work for me. You know what I'm saying?
So at what point did the news media get involved in this?
Okay, the news didn't get involved till after I did my time when I want to get to that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But that was years later down the line.
So
you know what I'm saying? So now we out on bail. Now like I said, we preparing to go to trial. You know what I'm saying? That took about 2 years, right? My boy that originally got arrested first, he gets murdered. He gets murdered in the streets.
Right.
We out on bail. Now he's out the picture.
Right.
What they accused him of, He was the main perpetrator.
The one
what
who
they
actually,
accused, right? Who actually killed him?
He's dead.
He's dead. So now, by the time we go to trial, they put all that on me. Whatever they accused him of doing, I'm the main suspect now. Before I was just an accomplice because I was there. Now I'm him now.
Right. So
now
they said
the DA coerced the witness, the wife, because she was there at the crime, for her to say that everything was me now.
Right. But everything is statements. But the original statement was he did it. Yeah. Now that he's dead, she's saying you did it.
Welcome to the 80s.
But how does that stand up in court?
Bro, court system, man.
Right.
The no justice.
Okay,
man,
so now
system,
now they're saying you did it. Okay, continue.
Right. So now I go to trial.
Mm-hmm.
And again, everything they say he did, they got on the stand and said it was me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I get convicted.
Okay.
I get convicted. I blow trial. Now I'm back on Rikers Island. On my sentencing day, somebody else now that was involved in the crime, he comes to see me. He asks me, what you want me to do? I told him, bro, yo, I'm already, foot in all the way on this, man. You do what you want to do, bro. You do what's right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all I told him. Now he leaves. Now I go to get sentenced. On my sentencing day, I had the slightest idea that he was going to come in to court. He came to court with his family. His family got him a lawyer. He came to testify. The judge put him on the stand, but his lawyer told him to plead the fifth. Every time the judge asked him a question, all he had to do was plead the fifth. The judge wasn't going to grant him that. Pleading the fifth, he could say whatever he wanted to say, and then we're going to just walk, and he's going to walk, and nobody's going to go to jail. That wasn't going to work. So the judge kicked him out of the courtroom and sentenced me 15 years to life. You know what I'm saying? So now I go upstate. Now here I am, bro. Like, still fighting the case. I'm whatever appeals I have. I started with motions and everything was getting denied, bro. Then the same kid that was also involved in the crime, that came to on my sentencing day,
mm-hmm.
he gets killed. This was in 1997.
Priest before that.
Okay, no. Excuse me. After he came to court to plead the fifth and he wasn't granted the fifth, he then went and confessed to a priest, a neighborhood priest that we know.
Okay.
He confessed to the priest about the crime. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, he told him that he came to court and, the priest told him, he did what, he thought was right. You know what I'm saying? But the priest also said that it wasn't like a formal confession, more like just a regular conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now, after he confesses to the priest, a couple of years down the line, he gets murdered in the street. 1997. I already had like 10 years in prison. You know what I'm saying? So now when he gets killed in 1997, the priest writes me a letter. I have no knowledge. I don't know what's going on. I never knew this happened. The priest writes me a letter telling me that he may have some information that could help me with my case. So I asked him he didn't tell me what it was. So I responded and I asked him what information you have. So he told me the confession that the kid told him
that he did it.
Yeah, right. That he was involved, and not had nothing to do with it. So when he told me that, I asked him if he could send me that in an affidavit, signed and
right.
Stamped and notarized and all that, so I could send it to the courts.
Right.
He did. I sent it to the courts. They denied it. Now, when you send a motion or appeal to the courts, that takes a couple of years, man.
Right.
Two or 3 years for them to just answer you, and then for them to tell you that they denied it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I got like a year or so to go in front of the parole board.
Right.
When I get this denied, they denied the priest's statement. Yeah. So now I'm telling him, I'm with my co-defendant, the other guy that was locked up with me. Now, and I'm telling him, I'm preparing myself to go to the front of the parole board and admit to the crime and tell them, tell them a story, because the parole board don't want to hear you after 15 years and sit there and be like, I don't have nothing to say. I'm innocent. I've been innocent all along. They don't want to hear that. That's my last shot. All my appeals are done. I have no more remedies to go to. Like, this is my only hope. This is my last shot right now. I got life numbers behind me. They don't have to let me go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling them, I'm going in front of the parole board and be like, yo, listen, man, I did it. I was 16 years old. I was defending myself. I didn't mean to kill him. I rehabilitated myself. I did my time. I'm a grown-ass man right now. I'm 30 years old. I'm ready back for society, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the only shot I had. My co-defendant's telling me, well, not me, man. I said, well, bro, we did what we had to do, man. We did our time, bro. You do what you got to do now, and I'm going to do what I got to do, bro. Now, mind you, I told you they denied the priest's statement. Mm-hmm. He appealed that decision. My co-defendant.
Okay.
I did it. I was ready. I gave up. I'm not. That was my last shot with the court. So I was like, man, I'm ready to go to parole board, man. Fuck the courts, bro. I'm done with that shit. He appealed it. He gets granted a hearing, bro. My co-defendant gets granted a hearing. They bring him down to Manhattan Federal Court.
Right.
Because our last appeal, it goes, we no longer with the state. Mm-hmm. The highest court is the federal, so we had to send our appeal to the federal court. Now that's when the news got involved.
Okay.
So he had the hearing. All of a sudden, somehow, they called the priest in. They called my lawyers, our old lawyers, our trial lawyers, everybody that was involved. They subpoenaed them to come to court and testify. Everybody said the same thing. Right. So the media got wind of that. So that's when the media first, was there at the hearing. You know what I'm saying? So they sent my co-defendant back. He had to come back the following week so he could come back for the decision that the judge had for him. Right. When he came back, the judge let him go. So my co-defendant appealed the decision. He got a hearing. Right. He went down. You know what I'm saying? They subpoenaed everybody, the priests and everybody else involved from back in, trial days in 88, 89. Mm-hmm. And everybody said the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, even my mother went to that hearing for my co-defendant. You know what I'm saying? So they sent him back. They adjourned it to the following week. Mm-hmm. When he came back, the judge let him go. Wow. The judge let him go, and now I'm sitting in the day room upstate watching the news and watching my co-defendant walk out the door, and I'm still in jail, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wow, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, they said, they had the news, bro. Now that following week, where he had to come back, that whole week, the news was coming up to where I was at, the prison I was in. They wasn't letting them in. They was staking out outside the prison. I did an interview with the newspapers over the phone. Mm-hmm. They were at my mother's house, and I'm doing interviews with them over the phone, and it was crazy. It was mayhem. So they let him go. Now, I think it was Sarah Wallace or somebody on Channel 7 said that, the same judge is going to let me go once my paperwork goes in front of his, his desk. Right. Bro, they came and got me 2 days later. And I didn't even know. It just so happened that for some reason, bro, I've been in jail 14 years, bro. I never did this, bro. My barber was in my dorm with me. I woke him up at 6 o'clock in the morning to give me a haircut. He looked at me like, he was like, yo, are you serious, bro? It wasn't even daylight outside. He got up and gave it to me anyway. Right. Bro, for some reason, like, I knew, you know what I'm saying? I go to the yard in the morning, you know what I'm saying? I go to commissary. I bring my commissary back to my dorm. I go back to the yard. They call me from the yard. Yo, Montalvo, they want you in the ID room. The fuck you want me in the ID room? The only reason you go to the ID room is if you leave in the building. Right. I go to the ID room. They fingerprinting me. You know that? You know what I'm saying? While I'm there, the state shop calls me. Yo, Montalvo there? Yeah, send him to the state shop when he's done. State shop is to give you a suit and all that to go to court. I already knew. Right. So I go to state shop. They fitted me for a suit. They sent me back to my dorm. The CO's there with property bags and all that. You know what I'm saying? To pack all my stuff up. I'm calling my boys to give my shit away. I got mad shit.
Right.
Foods, cassette tapes, clothes, sneakers, well, you name it, everything.
Threes?
You know what I'm saying? I had a few.
Right.
So, I'm giving my shit out. So I tell the officer,
What year was that?
this was 2001.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So you did time from 87.
87 to 2001.
To 2001.
Yeah. So then the officer's like, yo, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm giving my stuff away. He's like, yo, you going to court? I said, I know, I ain't coming back. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, listen, don't worry about it. This is the only thing I'm taking, this little box right here with some paperwork and shit, pictures and all that. Write that down, I'm gonna go jump in the shower. No, you can't take a shower. I went, took a shower, got dressed, and he's still complaining about that. I said, listen, don't worry about it. If I do happen to come back, trust me, man, I'm gonna get all my stuff back, man. Just don't worry about it. Boom, and they took me down to court, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's crazy how when they shackle you, they gotta shackle you before they transfer you. They put you on that van or whatever,
Right.
To bring me down to the city. And bro, like, I just broke down, man. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy shit is, like, I knew I was going home finally, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I left a lot of good dudes behind, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my. It was crazy. It's a crazy feeling. Yeah, I did. I definitely did, bro. Like, I was still with dudes that I started my bid with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To the end.
Right.
And bro, like that, my pain was leaving them, bro. It was crazy. It's a crazy feeling, bro. That's the truth, man.
So, question: when you were standing before the judge before he's gonna let you go,
Yes.
what was the sentence? Not guilty, or we fucked up. You didn't do this shit.
Yeah, well,
or
the
just
DA,
get out.
yo, check it out. You
how
know what
does
the
that work?
DA did? The DA showed the judge all my infractions, bro. Everything I went to the box for, all my weapon charges, everything I got in trouble for.
It's irrelevant, but
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what the judge told him? The judge said, "This my."
What you
this
think's
my
gonna
will."
happen?
That's exactly what he said. He said, "This man been in prison since he was 16 years old. What do you think is gonna happen?" That's exactly what he said. You know what I'm saying? Then, after they did that, my lawyers showed all my certificates and programs and schooling and education, everything, all the good shit I did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The judge looked at me, man. He said, "Montalvo, man, go home, man, and have a good life, bro." And
Right. All right. So let me stop you there. What type of compensation did you get for this? You can't just do 16 years of your life and get nothing.
that's another story.
Why that's one question I want to know. The prosecutor, they should be held accountable. The DA should be held accountable,
yeah.
and also the judge. What happened to these people?
Yo, nothing. You know what? I got compensated maybe like 8 years later. Right? Now,
So you did receive
I did
financial.
not what I was supposed to
Not
get,
what you,
bro.
okay. Well, it's never
At
enough.
the time, no matter how much they gave me, wouldn't have been enough.
Right.
But, bro, I got shitted on. You know what I'm saying? I had to take what they gave me, bro. You know, Weiner, what's his name? Anthony Weiner. He was the Attorney General at the time.
Right.
Him, he was trying to dead me all around the board, bro. They didn't believe I was innocent. Even then, bro, when it came down to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They wasn't trying to hear me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They still believed that I was
Right.
guilty, bro. So, they gave me, I took it and ran with it, man. Fuck it, man. I'm
Right.
free, man. That's the
Right.
bag I could always get to, man. You know what I'm saying? However, man,
Right.
But yeah, man.
All right. So from that experience, and like you're here today, you're alive and well. What are you seeking at this point in terms of from the justice system or for what they did? Like, is there anything you could do legally? Like there should be accountability.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I
know what I mean?
don't believe in the justice system,
Right.
even to this day,
The
man.
reason why
20
I say
years
that
later,
because
man.
of the Central Park 5, the prosecutor that was on that case, they had to
Right.
go back and look at all the cases.
Yeah.
And even
Right,
overturn them.
yes,
Like,
yes.
In your case, whoever was prosecuting that, they should be looking at all their cases. They
Yeah,
should be
exactly.
removed.
That's right.
None of that happened. with you. Are these people
nope.
still?
I doubt it. It's been over 20 years since my release.
Right.
And so they've been, in
Right.
in office before that. So,
Right. So based on your experience, what advice, if any, would you give someone that maybe, unfortunately, hopefully never
In my
happens, but they get in that
yeah.
situation?
Yeah,
What would you
man.
have? What would you say?
Don't give up, man. Keep fighting, bro. You know what I'm saying? is some light at the end of the tunnel, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's rare that a lot of people go through what I went through, man, and overcome that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this happened about maybe 35 years already, man. I'm still, you know, I was able to maintain my sanity, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like anybody else that's going through that, man, and I'm sure the prison is full of people that, you know, in jail for something they do, bro. You know, and I could just tell them, man, keep fighting, bro.
Right.
Keep fighting. Don't give up, man.
Right. All right. So if anybody want to learn more about your case or you, how can they get in contact with you?
My Instagram is RubeLoveBX. My Facebook is Ruben Montalvo. That's my name, and through there.
I got another question. Does the prosecutor have an IG?
The prosecutor.
Yeah, what's the prosecutor's IG?
You know what?
Fuck that.
Yo, you know what's funny? I forgot to mention this too. During that week that my co-defendant had the hearing, I don't know if you familiar with Ron Kuby.
Yeah, I heard
Ron Kuby's a famous lawyer. And Curtis Sliwer, the Guardian Angel dude, they had a radio station, a talk show.
Right.
That one morning they gave the audience the phone number to the DA's office, so the listeners could call and complain, bro. And you don't know the support that I got from the people, from the listeners, bro.
What's the phone number to the DA's office?
I don't, man. Bronx fucking
matter of fact, what precinct was that even arrested?
41st precinct.
Everybody hit the 41st precinct right now, man.
Bro.
All right, we got to make a complaint. We got to make a community complaint because this shit is going on. It could be
Alan Karen.
Alan Karen
is the assistant district attorney on my case.
Alan Karen.
Alan Karen,
You're a
bro.
bitch.
I'll never forget that name, bro.
You're a bitch.
And I got footage of the day that they let me out. When the news reporters were trying to interview him, he didn't want to talk or nothing.
Of course not.
Yeah,
of course not.
Of course.
We gotta get on Alan Karen's ass. Alan Karen. We need to remove her.
Yeah, word. Him. It's a dude. It's
Alan,
a dude.
well,
it's
whatever.
A dude.
We need to remove him.
It's
Her.
a dude.
Who knows what they are?
We need to put him in jail.
We don't know if it's a real dude.
See how long he lasts in jail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
Yeah.
Alan Karen, man. We need
word up.
That person needs
if
to be removed.
If you even
from
still
the
alive,
system.
bro.
Well, hopefully not. You know, and I don't wish death on nobody, but in that case,
yeah, he deserves a fucking piece of shit.
Hey, exactly. So listen, actually, the injustice keeps continuing because our justice system still has these type of people working for them. For instance, Alan Karen is still in the law. You know, he's still in that building, and we need everybody that gives a fuck about anything like this to call and make a complaint. The number is 718-590-2000. Once again, that's 718-590-2000. And let him know your name again. He destroyed this man's life.
Ruben Montalvo.
He did 16 years for something he didn't commit. He didn't do. He did 16 years, thanks to Alan Karen, who ignored evidence, who ignored proof, just to get a conviction, just to continue doing what he's doing now.
Yep.
We got to remove these people from our justice system. All right.
That's right.
All right. I might run for mayor too. I might do that.
You got my vote.
Exactly. All right. So Alan Karen, once again, 718-590-2000. We need to call there and complain. That person needs to be removed. All their cases need to be brought up and reviewed.
That's right.
Because if he did this to him,
that's right. He did it to everybody
who else is locked up right now behind the same shit?
Yep.
All right, Alan Karen, eat a dick. So, all right, man. So thank you.
Yo, thank you, man. I appreciate you for having me, bro.
All right, so that's what it is, man. DJ Thorough, man. This is 50.com. All right, let them know the name, man.
Rube Love BX.
All right, we out.
20 men, 20 men, 30 men. I'm on something. 10 men, 20 men, 30 men. That was something.